Hi, my name's Rebecca and I'm the CEO of My Oppo. Continuing on from our 31 days of Christmas, today I'm going to take things a bit more personal and talk about my personal experience of supporting my husband with PTSD. I hope this can help other spouses who are supporting their loved ones, and I hope to offer some advice. I'll start from the beginning. So, it took an emotional toll on us both when he first got diagnosed. We knew for a while that something wasn't right. We just wasn't sure what it was. As I mentioned in my introductory video, we thought it was maybe a state of depression, and we thought he would soon come out of it. Since he's been diagnosed, there's been a lot of emotions, anger, sadness, I suppose being pessimistic as well, and being able to see a brighter future. It took a while to come to terms with what was going on. We didn't think that this could happen. It's one of those things, you never think this would happen to you, but it does. It's so easy for it to happen. Like I say, you can spend such a long time walking around not knowing that you've got it, and I'm sure that is still happening now, and unfortunately it does delay the recovery process. So it is important to, as soon as you sense that something's not quite right, maybe search online for certain behavioural changes that you see in your loved one and look out for the most common symptoms, and hopefully it will lead you in the right direction. Since my husband has started his recovery, he does seem to have improved the situation a little bit. Of course, on the days where he has the therapy, it can be quite difficult for him. He needs the time to himself, which is really, really important, to give him that time. He may want to sleep or just relax for a little while, and then, given a few hours, he's back to his normal self and he's ready to start the day again. On a day-to-day basis, I think it's important to not forget. It's so easy to get caught up in your everyday life, moaning about the recycling, moaning about the housework, moaning about dinner, and you might see their retaliation maybe as a bit harsh. So I find that it's important, and I know it is hard, but not to try and forget what's actually going on in his mind at that time. It might seem over the top in that instant, but once the situation sort of boiled over, you should remember it's not them, and unfortunately it is this condition. It is 24/7. It doesn't end at 5 p.m. It's even with them when they're asleep. So I think always have that at the forefront of your mind. It might make your day just that little bit easier to cope with. As I said earlier, it's really important to give your loved one space to relax. Even if it's just a couple of hours, just give them that silent time, and I'm sure it will do them the world of good. If you see your partner, you'll pick up on the signs as you go on. If you see that maybe they're in a stressful situation, and to you, it's just a normal shopping experience, for example, but you start picking up on the signs. For me, it's when my husband, he starts rubbing his head or grinding his teeth, or I don't know, he just might stand still for a few seconds more than what he normally would. You're not going to be able to guess what's going on in their mind. You're not going to be able to see the trigger in the aisle. So for me, I sort of bring up a positive story, or maybe I'll just encourage them to walk a little further, talk about what we're having for dinner, just change the subject. Not too, don't make it too obvious. Don't speak about something that's going to happen 5 years down the line. Just a little, mind change about maybe what you're doing that evening, just to break them out of that stressful situation. Depending on your partner as well, you need to find out what they enjoy doing. What did they enjoy doing before, they were diagnosed? Try and encourage them to go back to that. For my husband, it's exercise. So his release is cage fighting. Not the safest of sports, but that's what he enjoys. So you need to encourage that release. So for me, I watch MMA fights with him. I even done some training with him. I go to see his friends fight. You need to show that you're willing to share his enjoyment in certain activities, just so he doesn't feel alone. And lastly, I'd probably say it's really important to take time for yourself. If you're not in the best state of mind, it's going to be hard to be there for him when he needs it the most. If you've had a stressful day at work, if you've got children, if you've got pets that are stressing you out, make sure that you're at a calmer state of mind before your loved one perhaps comes home. Go for a walk, read a book, even have a glass of wine if you want, but just try and be calm. Take time for yourself. Exercise is amazing, I think, at releasing stress. Take time to go and see your friends. If you're feeling tired, just have an early night. Just little steps to make you feel better for that day, for that week, for that month, whatever you get enjoyment from. It is so important to take time for yourself. And don't feel selfish either. If you want to go and spend a weekend with your friend or family, don't feel selfish about that. It's your loved ones should know that you're doing it for them in the long run. You're doing it to help yourself in order to help them. On that note, I'd just like to say I hope you all have a great Christmas. Again, if you need any advice, just drop us an email or our Facebook page. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye.